Hey everyone, and welcome back to Life Unfiltered. You know, I had a bit of a wake-up call the other day looking at my bank statement. I just had to share this.
Oh, no, a bank statement wake-up call. That can be rough.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I was just shocked by how many subscriptions I'm actually paying for. It's like, seriously, I had no idea. So many things I barely even use.
It's so easy to lose track, right?
Totally. And it
Yeah.
really got me thinking, I bet a lot of our listeners are in the same boat, right? Like drowning in subscriptions.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredibly common these days. We've all become so used to the subscription model for everything. It's kind of scary.
It really is. I mean, think about it. Streaming music apps, grocery deliveries,
Mm.
even software. You know, it's everywhere.
And it's not even just the obvious stuff anymore. Like, you wouldn't believe some of the things that are subscription-based now.
Oh, tell me about it. I realized I was paying for this meditation app I hadn't used in ages. Cloud storage. I don't even need. And get this, a monthly fee for my car's navigation system.
What?
Yeah.
Serious?
Isn't that crazy? Like, should that just come with the car?
You'd think right. But that's a prime example of how this whole model is creeping into every aspect of our lives.
It's kind of unsettling when you think about it. Like, are we even really owning anything anymore or just renting it all?
That's the big question, isn't it? And it's something we really need to be aware of because it changes our whole relationship with ownership.
Totally. We're basically just one missed payment away from losing access to all these things we rely on.
Exactly. And that can have some pretty serious consequences.
Okay, so maybe dystopian is a bit of a stretch, but it's definitely something to think about.
For sure, it's easy to get caught up in the convenience of these services without really considering the long-term costs.
Speaking of costs, this whole thing took me right back to my college days. Talk about broke.
Oh, the college years, we've all been there.
Seriously, ramen noodles textbooks costing more than my rent, the whole 9 yards.
I feel you.
So anyway, as this self-respecting student trying to get my act together, I thought I'd try this new productivity app.
Ah, yes, the promise of becoming a master of time management.
Exactly. Straight A's, here I come, I thought.
A siren song of self-improvement.
Totally. And of course it had a free trial. Those two magic words that always get me.
Ah, yes, the free trial trap, a classic.
I know, right? So I used it for like maybe a week or two tops, and then completely forgot about it.
Happens to the best of us.
Then bam, next thing I know, there's this $15 charge on my bank statement.
Ouch.
I know, right?
Yeah.
15 bucks for an app I hadn't even opened in weeks.
And that's how they get you. They're banking on you forgetting to cancel.
It's a genius business model if you think about it.
It really is. They know most people are busy and won't even notice that recurring charge.
And you know what they were, right? I was so swamped with classes and trying to have some semblance of a social life. Those little charges just slipped right past me.
It's so easy to do.
And before I knew it, I had signed up for a music streaming service,
Mhm.
a fitness app, even a subscription box for socks.
Wait a minute, socks? Like a subscription for socks?
Don't judge. Okay, they were cool socks. But the point is, I'd fallen into this trap of thinking these small monthly payments were no big deal.
But they add up so quickly.
Exactly. It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts.
And that's what we call subscription fatigue. It's that feeling of being overwhelmed and just drained by all these subscriptions.
It's real. And it's not just individuals either. This is affecting families, businesses, the whole environment.
Absolutely. It's a much bigger issue than people realize with some pretty far-reaching consequences.
We'll dive more into that after a quick break.
It really is a lot to think about, isn't it? It's like we're living in this throwaway culture where everything's designed to break down.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing when you put it like that.
Well, it's the truth though, right? Products are made with a limited lifespan on purpose to keep us buying more stuff.
Built-in obsolescence, they call it, right?
Exactly. It's like the sneaky little secret of the manufacturing world, and it's often disguised as progress or innovation.
So we're just stuck then. There's got to be some way to fight back against this.
Of course there is. We're not powerless, you know?
Okay, good, because I was starting to lose hope there for a second.
It all starts with awareness that we were talking about before. Once we see the patterns, we can start making different choices.
Right. So instead of just automatically clicking that subscribe button, we need to stop and think, do I really need this?
Exactly. And even more importantly, is there a more sustainable option? Can I borrow it or find it used?
Or maybe even just make do with the free version.
Yeah, sometimes the free version is good enough. We've gotten so used to this idea of premium everything that we forget the basics can often do the job just fine.
Totally. It's like we've been programmed to think we need the most feature-packed version of everything.
But how many of those features do we actually use?
Right. And when it comes to like actual stuff, physical products, I mean,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
choosing things that are built to last is huge.
Absolutely. Durability over disposability. It might cost a bit more up front, but it'll save you money in the long run.
And it's better for the planet too.
Right. Absolutely. Less
Right.
waste going to landfills.
You know what else I think is super important? Community and sharing resources.
Oh, I love that idea. We've gotten so individualistic with our consumption habits, we forget how powerful it can be to share and collaborate.
Right. Like libraries are amazing for that. They're not just for books anymore,
No, I love the library.
Right. You can borrow tools, equipment, even seeds for your garden.
Seriously, I had no idea.
It's true. And it's not just libraries either. Think about tool libraries, community gardens, clothing swaps, all sorts of stuff.
That's so cool. It's like we don't have to do everything ourselves and we don't need to own everything to have access to it.
Exactly. And it's not just about saving money either. It's about building stronger communities and reducing our impact on the planet.
It's like a win-win-win situation.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I love that idea. It's
Oh,
like we're rediscovering a more cooperative way of living.
you know, you've really hit on something important here. This isn't just about saving money or reducing
It's
waste.
about something bigger, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's about taking back control, reclaiming a sense of agency and connection in a world that can feel really isolating sometimes.
Yeah, I get that. It's
Yeah.
like making a conscious choice to live a life that's more aligned with our values.
Exactly. Choosing well-being over just mindlessly consuming more and more stuff.
It's about taking a stand and saying, we're not just going to be passive consumers anymore.
Mm.
We're going to create a better world.
Yes, that's what it's all about. Recognizing that we have the power to make a difference.
Our choices have ripple effects.
Yeah.
They impact everyone and everything around us.
It's about understanding our interconnectedness, realizing that we're all in this together.
And that's a pretty powerful thing. It's a good feeling, right? Like
Mhm.
we actually have more power than we think to change things.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be some big dramatic overnight thing either.
Yeah, little steps can make a big difference in the long run.
For sure. Just start small and build from there.
But like think about what's one subscription you could cancel today, or maybe instead of just costing something that's broken, try fixing it.
Or what about checking out a tool library? There's so many cool things you can borrow.
I know, right? And it's amazing how those small changes can start to make you feel lighter,
Yeah.
less weighed down by stuff and more connected to your community.
I love that. Less stuff, more connection.
Right. And the best part is it's contagious. When you start making these choices, it inspires other people to do the same.
Totally. It's about shifting the whole culture away from this crazy consumerism towards something more sustainable.
And you know what? I think that shift is already happening. There are so many people choosing to live more intentionally now.
Mm.
It's awesome.
It really is inspiring. It gives me so much hope for the future.
Me too.
Yeah.
It shows that we can break free from these systems that are designed to keep us trapped.
We can create a better world, a world that's more just and equitable for everyone.
And it starts with each of us making conscious choices every single day.
So, to everyone listening, we challenge you to join us. Think about what one small change you can make today to live a more intentional life.
You have the power to make a difference. Vote with your wallet, support businesses that align with your values, and let's create that better world together.
It's time to reclaim our power, reconnect with our communities, and redefine what it truly means to live a good life.
Beautifully said. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you next time on Life Unfiltered.